welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you have seen my prior videos. My name is Meg. I am a work-from-home, stay-at-home mom of 3 little girls, ages 5, 3, and 11 months. And today I'm taking you along for some post-Easter cleanup and reset of my house. So this primarily was filmed Monday morning, the day after Easter, before my kids even woke up, before I started my work day. I was up early. The kids all slept in from a busy weekend, which was nice and helpful to be able to get started on this. So on the Easter holiday, we, kind of had a couple days of celebration, I guess you can call it. And we started on Friday. We dyed eggs in the afternoon with my mom and my husband. Unfortunately, my husband had his part-time job this weekend, so he works every other weekend overnight, 12-hour shifts from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. So on Saturday, he came home from work. I ran over to my mom's for a little bit, took over the macaroni salad that I made, took over some peanut butter eggs that I made Friday night. And then when I got back Saturday morning, I was just getting around. I threw in the oven a pineapple stuffing that I made for our dinner at my in-laws later on in the day. And I finished prepping a spinach dip that I had made for my father-in-law's side of the family's Easter celebration. So unfortunately, my husband went to bed for the day on Saturday, so he did not come with us. So we left around maybe 11 in the morning or so. I took the kids up to my father-in-law's sister's house, which is about almost an hour away from us. We did an egg hunt, and I brought lunch for the kids just because I didn't think there would be anything there that Peyton would be able to eat. So we had a little picnic outside after the egg hunt because everyone was in the house, out of the house, in the grass, in the backyard, front yard, everywhere. So we sat in the front yard. My father-in-law was with us, and the girls had a little picnic, and they ran around and had a really good time. So we left there about 2:00. And our next stop, we were going over my mother-in-law's mother's house, so my husband's grandmother's, for a Easter dinner. So I drove the kids around for about an hour to try and get them to sleep. I was playing a sound machine through my Bluetooth in the car, which I've done many, many times to get the kids to sleep. So my middle daughter, Savannah, and the baby did take naps. My oldest daughter, Peyton, she did not take a nap, but she did fall asleep on the way up. So I'm thinking that's why she wasn't tired on the way back. So we went to my husband's grandmother's house, like I said. I had the pineapple stuffing, so I popped it in her oven, even though it was still warm from my little casserole insulated bag, but threw that in the oven just to warm up. And we ate dinner there with my in-laws and my husband's grandmother, his uncle, and my sister-in-law was in town for the holiday as well. So we ate with them, left there about 6:00, got home with the kids. I was actually a little nervous, the baby not getting a great nap in the afternoon, how she was going to be, but luckily she was pretty good. So got her home and in the bath and in bed pretty quickly. My husband started the bath shower for my older 2, and then after he left for work, I finished their bath shower, and then I painted their nails, which we do every other Saturday for fun. It's a good time. They love it and enjoy it, and I love seeing them so happy and excited to pick out their color and everything. My oldest daughter, Peyton, is just like me. She gets the same color on her fingers and toes. And my daughter, Savannah, is the wild child, and she gets a different color on each hand and foot. So complete opposite children, but nonetheless, it's a lot of fun. So they went to bed. I went to bed Sunday morning, woke up, my husband got home about 8:30 in the morning from work, and the kids found their baskets, which they loved. And then my husband went to bed for a couple of hours because he usually Sunday mornings only sleeps for a couple hours, just so that way he can go to bed at a normal time on Sunday night. So Sunday afternoon, when he got up from his little nap, he ran to the airport to grab his rental car because he was leaving early Monday morning for a work trip. So he ran there. I ran the kids to my is in assisted living about 5 minutes from our house. It's very close. So I ran the girls there with their Easter dresses on so she could see them, and my mom was there. And then my husband met us there, and we just hung out there for a little bit. She gave them, my mom, her made little bags to give the girls just some Easter, like a dollar bill and a piece of chocolate and a little stuffed animal and a egg full of stickers or something. So it was cute, and they had a good time, and the residents enjoyed seeing them in their little dresses. And my older two are very outgoing, so they were just walking up to anybody that walked by and giving hugs and asking their name and everything. So we were there for about an hour and then came home and put everyone down for naps. And then I made some deviled eggs. And then we headed over to my mom's for Easter dinner. So we got there. My brother and his wife and my niece were there. And my mom had put together a little egg hunt for my older two. And then my niece and my baby did not have an egg hunt per se, even though she had eggs for them. They just didn't hunt them because my baby is only 11 months old and my niece is 3 months older than her. So the girls had a good time looking for the eggs in the yard, and then we got that all cleaned up and the baskets from my mom all put away and packed up just as my aunt and my two cousins and my one cousin's girlfriend all got there. So this is my aunt on my dad's side of the family. Her husband and my dad were brothers, and her husband sadly passed away about 7 months after my dad did. So it is nice that we still do all the holidays with them, and we get to see them and they get to see the kids and stuff, and it's always a good time. So we had a traditional ham dinner with my mom. She did the ham and kibasi, and we had macaroni salad that I made, and I also had made carrots, and she made a pineapple stuffing. That was my great-grandmother's recipe for everyone. And then we had some desserts. So we had the peanut butter eggs that I had made. My aunt always makes this cherry cheesecake that is delicious. And then my cousin and his girlfriend brought a cake from a bakery near them. They live about 2 hours from us, so they were in for the holiday. So it was nice to see them and all hang out and everything. So we were there till about 8 o'clock Sunday night, which is like an hour and a half past the baby's bedtime. And honestly, she was pretty good. My older two were getting a little wild and doing laps and starting to dump things out. And that's when we were like, okay, it is time for us to depart. Luckily, my mom only lives 5 or 6 minutes away from us, so it's not a terribly long car ride home. So that's why we don't necessarily mind doing holidays there, because even if the kids are overtired or crying on the way home, it is a very short ride till we get back to our house. So we got home, got the kids all in bed. My husband went to bed because he was leaving. He wanted to leave between 6 and 7 to get on the road for his work trip that he had to go on. He was only going to be gone one night, and he just packed in the morning. I've mentioned before, he travels a lot for work, and he always has his toiletry bag packed. He can honestly pack in 5 minutes as long as all of his clothes are clean, which I always make sure they are. He packs pretty quickly, and is very used to, packing and not forgetting anything. He has his standard, clothes, toiletries, his CPAP machine, his sound machine, and that is about it. So he got to bed early. And I took one look at my kitchen and the downstairs and was like, this is going to be for another time. So I lucked out that Monday morning he was up early to work out before he hit the road. He got on the road before 7, and by the time he left, I was already, from what you saw earlier in this video, I was already at it. The kids all slept till like 7:30 or later. So I got a good probably hour and a half of, doing things in. I had the dishwasher, the first load was almost done at this point. By the time I started my work day for my day job, my actual job, not my, homemaking job that is more of a nights and weekends and in between type of deal. So I had to save the floors for Tuesday because I just ran out of time Monday night and was too tired by the time the kids went to bed to do the floors. So I vacuumed and mopped Tuesday morning, which was perfectly fine because everything else was cleaned up, put away. I had undecorated everything, and I had actually ordered from Lowe's on Monday to be delivered a big bin tote for the Easter decorations that you'll see in a little bit. I've been ordering these as holidays come and go to put my holiday decorations in, because we recently put a 2-story addition on our house, which is that playroom that you see and then a bedroom above it. And they built for us a huge crawl space underneath it. So it's only accessible through the outside. So we have a small door on it, but it is really nice and roomy. And we don't have an attic in this house. We have the capability to build out an attic. But instead of having to spend all the money on doing that, when we got the addition put on, they said we can put a crawl space in, and we're like, okay, that's great, because all we have currently is a storage room in our basement, which is a nice size, but we have a lot of stuff. We have 3 kids, we decorate, we have, all the stuff for the outside, and then we have a two-car garage, but eventually we'd like to put at least my husband's car back in there. I don't think my Suburban's ever going to fit in the garage. So it's been nice putting all the decorations under there. So anyway, I've been buying these like kind of more heavy duty bins just because it is a crawl space. I mean, it's nice down there. It's like cool. It's not like damp or anything like that. So we're very lucky to have it. So I've been putting all of the decorations. So it's really given us a lot of nice room in our storage room, instead of taking up room, for something that we only pull out once a year. So anyway, after I did my floors, I got the decorations all packed in that heavy duty bin because it actually got delivered while I was mopping. So that worked out. Yeah, so I had taken everything down yesterday and then just put it on my dining room table and was just waiting for that bin to get delivered from Lowe's. So it's nice. It was $2.99 delivery fee, and then because we have a Lowe's credit card, I got 5% off. So I kind of look at it as the delivery fee came down to like $1.50 or something like that. Well worth it without having to run there, especially with the price of gas right now. I probably would have spent more on that to go the 15 minutes to Lowe's to buy the bin. And I ordered it Monday afternoon. It was there, early Tuesday morning. So I got everything put away. I got my floors done. So the downstairs is nice and reset. On top of all of this, I've gotten my office cleaned out pretty nicely. I still have a ways to go, but it was really driving me nuts. It's become a dumping ground. So I got quite a bit cleaned out of there and a little more to go, but it feels a lot better. And right now it's piled up with my daughter, Juliana. Her first birthday is a month today, actually. And I started ordering stuff for her little party that we're having in the beginning of May. So that, is taking up space right now in my office and like a couple boxes. But other than that, the floor area is much, much, much more cleaned off than it was. You know, I just have piles of craft stuff and stuff from kids' parties and, you know, duplicate gifts they've gotten for things or things I need to return or whatever. So the office is definitely like the catch-all room. You know, we don't have a mudroom or anything like that. So the office kind of becomes the place just to put things. Especially since we have a gate at the office door just because the cat food is in here. So it's just easy to put stuff in here to, you know, keep the kids away from it with the gate. So, yeah, so that feels nice to have that cleaned out. And I did get caught up on laundry, which is also nice because, you know, there's nothing worse than like getting your house cleaned and then looking at, you know, a huge mound of laundry. Which, speaking of laundry, this is actually kind of funny. And if you are a parent, you definitely will appreciate this one. So on Sunday morning, when my husband isn't home or when he's sleeping because of working overnight, he, you know, when I'm putting the baby down for a nap in the morning, the older two aren't going down for naps. So I don't quite trust them to stay downstairs by themselves yet. We're probably close, but not quite there. So anyway, I make them go in one of the rooms, either Peyton's room or Savannah's room, and play together while I put the baby down because I can at least watch them on the monitor while I'm putting the baby down. So anyway, my oldest daughter had an applesauce, or my middle daughter had an applesauce in her room in the morning, and I guess she didn't finish it or really didn't have any of it. And as soon as I walked in after I got the baby down, all I could see is a clear mess all over the top of her bed, on the sheet, the comforter, the pillowcase, and I honestly thought somebody threw up. My heart sank because if you are a parent and you have had the stomach bug rip through your house, you know that when one person goes down, the whole house is going down. And I just about fell over when I saw it. And I said, oh my God, who got sick? And my middle daughter goes, no, Peyton squirted applesauce all over my bed. And funny enough, I wasn't even mad at Peyton. I was so relieved that was all it was. So it was just funny that, you know, I could have easily been aggravated in that situation, and I totally was not because I was just thrilled that nobody was sick. So I was, Savannah's room is like connected to the laundry room, so I was putting the sheets and stuff in there. I heard her say to her sister, Peyton, Mommy and Daddy bought me this bed and I was so delighted and you went and did that. So it is funny listening. I just laughed. It is funny hearing the 3-year-old say things like that. But again, was just so relieved nobody was actually sick that I really didn't care that she did that. I mean, not that I didn't care, but in the moment, it wasn't something I was making a huge deal about. So anyway, if you have gotten this far, thank you so much for watching. If you celebrated this weekend, I hope you had a lovely Easter and a relaxing one at that. And if anything, I hope that this brought you some motivation to get your own house done, your to-do list done and tackled. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe to my channel to see more videos. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.